Fanboys and fangirls, I finally met the man, the myth, Andre.
Yay! How's it going?
I follow you on YouTube.
Yay! Thank you.
I enjoy your videos.
Thank you so much.
And I'm just like the fanboy in me is just like if we were in high school growing up, like we would be friends, we'd be playing video games.
I agree with that. That sounds like my friends when I was in high school, so this is perfect.
So
Which I still am in, obviously, because I just turned 18. No, but yeah, no, I really appreciate that. Yeah.
No doubt. I guess you would come over to my house because I would have all the games.
You would? Wait,
because I like
you got a bigger collection than me?
No, not now. Not now. I'm talking about when we were younger. Because I remember that you were mentioning about like you didn't have too many games, but you
I did a lot of rentals. Blockbuster got a lot of my money back in the day. Because I was more into renting. I did buy a certain amount of games, or I should say my parents did.
Right.
They might see this and be like, "Boy, you didn't buy those games." But yeah, so I did a lot of weekend rentals. $2.99 over the weekend. You get to keep it an extra day if you get it on Friday. But yeah, and then I also was all Nintendo, so I didn't have a Sega Genesis. I would always go to my friend's house to play Sega Genesis. I went to my friend's house to play PlayStation.
Okay.
So yeah, I was a Nintendo boy. That was the one I could get in here because that was the family-friendly console.
True.
I could convince my parents when they saw Mortal Kombat, they were like, "You can't have that," but little they know now.
I was on the Super, the NES.
Yes.
And the Super.
That's what I had.
And then
Super Nintendo.
My brother went to the Super Nintendo. I went to the Sega from that point.
You went to Sega,
and
okay.
then PlayStation.
That seemed like that was the thing. It was like when those two systems were both on the market, it was like information about, it was like a personality test almost about which console you went with. But then that was also the other thing, is that if you had Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, you tried to become friends with whoever had the other console, so you can get the full spectrum of all the things out there. And then once PlayStation hit the market, then it became a whole brouhaha. I was like, all right, I got to make more friends who have different consoles. You start checking me like, you got a 64, you got a PlayStation 2. Like it's just fun now, man. Whereas now it's like gaming's everywhere. It's so crazy.
Man, because I'm just trying to think with Sega.
Yeah.
And I got up to the 32X.
Oh, what? You did that?
I did.
Did you get a CD too?
No.
Okay.
The Sega. No, I didn't. My cousin had the Sega CD.
Yeah.
I went over there, her spot, played that. But even it was Saturn. Was it Sega Saturn? I'm thinking Sega Saturn.
Well, that was the next one. That was one after. Yeah.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
But like you had the Genesis, then you attach the CD. See, we're at Rangerstop and Pop. The Sega was really a Megazord if you think about it, because you had the Sega Genesis, then you had to attach a CD to it, then you had to attach the 32X to it. Right. That's a Megazord. That's a Segazord.
there weren't too many games for that. Oh shoot! Dang. But as far as the because you are doing a panel for us, like press and play. What's your panel all about?
Oh yeah, so my panel is just about like talking with me about my experience of being on YouTube and being a fan of Power Rangers and how that all turned into what I do as a career, as well as just as my life. So it's going to be a little bit of just giving a little brief history, Q&As. I'm all about A in those Qs. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And just like anyone else, talk about just either fandom or just what I did as far as my stuff, or just about YouTube in general and how it's changed over the years and it's very funny. A lot of people, and I still think it's possible today, want to be on there and want to be successful with it, but it's not what it was 10 years ago. So I think a lot of people are still following 10-year-old rules. And you got to sometimes remind people, like, it's a little bit different now.
It's true. You
can still do it, and it's still possible, but just know that if you're trying to do something that worked in 2007 and 2017, geez, what year is this? Like if you're trying to do something from 2009 and 2019, it could be a little bit different experience. So yeah, but it's just about having fun. I just love being at these events, love meeting people. I mostly am talking to a camera and then replying to comments. So being here, being able to talk to people live in person and hear their experiences and know that there's actual people behind those numbers, that's just such an amazing feeling, and it's just so cool, and it makes me happy.
Fans.
I just have people who like to watch, and I really appreciate it, and that's my thing, is like, it's my way of being like, just thank you, because it's like, I know it's the internet. You can watch anything. You can do anything. So the fact that you're spending any amount of time watching something I made, I'm very appreciative of that.
No doubt.
So, yeah.
You're real genuine.
Oh, thank you,
know
man.
what I'm saying?
Thank
So
you.
like
It's very true, man.
I watched it. I was just like, I think the same thing.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah. Well, just that's the thing. I got into this to have fun with it. I mean, yes, I'm doing some critiques every now and then or this and another, but like at the end of the day, I want to genuinely enjoy this stuff. So I'm going to find the fun in it. I'm going to enjoy it in some kind of way. And even sometimes when the thing is bad, there's some fun in it being bad. When a movie is bad or a game is bad, there can be enjoyment into that. It's like if you're talking about geek culture, and it's always, I mean, it's okay to criticize, it's okay to yell. I've yelled a few times about some thing, you know, there's sometimes when it goes to a point where you're just like, what did you do to my characters, you know? But if you're just always mad about it, it's like,
that really grinds my gears.
Yeah, you know, so it's like trying to find that balance, which is fine. I mean, everyone takes it in their own way, but I like to have fun with it as much as possible.
I feel you.
Yeah, man.
Now, as far as Power Rangers, I'm a fanboy.
All right.
Well,
I figured being here.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like
you're at Rangerstop and Pop. I think you probably have seen a Ranger every once in a while.
I've been on the train since day one.
Nice.
Okay.
Very cool.
So, but like I'm thinking about the HyperForce.
Yes.
Is there any in the future? Are you going to be on a Power Ranger episode?
Oh man. Who put that rumor out there?
You know, you never know.
You never know. No plans right now. Like I said, HyperForce was just a great experience. It was very fun to do. Like to be able to be part of really Power Rangers' first, official tabletop RPG series that's not been done with Power Rangers before. So to be a part of that, to work with all the people at Saban, work with all the people at HyperRPG, Zach and Malika, and all those guys are great. To work with that wonderful cast. I mean, we had Paul Schreier, we had Bulk come in and play a brand new character who is a Power Ranger playing Jack Thomas. That was great. Megan Strawberry 17, Christina V, having Peter and Yoshi Zarso on their show as brothers who are also brothers in canon in the show. It was just really fun, man. We just had such a great time, and it was just great to be a part of that. To have the guests come in, and have Karen Ashley and Jason David Frank and all the different Rangers come in. And having Aaron Cahill in the first episode as our teacher, like teaching us how to become Power Rangers. Like that's just it's a dream come true. And what was really cool about my character as Eddie was that I was supposed to play in show the Power Ranger fan who becomes a Power Ranger, and so that's what was so great about being that character and being on that show. Is like I felt like I was us. I felt like I got to play the Power Ranger fan base who's always been like, what would it be like to be a Power Ranger, and live that out. So yeah, it's wonderful. It was wonderful. I hope we get to do more. I don't know what the future holds for it. I mean, obviously when we were done, the whole Power Rangers franchise had a little bit of a shift because Hasbro came in and was like, I like all this. I want it. And so I think that obviously means that a lot of changes are going to happen with the franchise over the next couple of years. We'll see if HyperForce is a part of that or not. But as of right now, I'm just so happy to be a part of that experience, and that's why I'm here. I mean, like that's one of the reasons why I'm a guest here at Rangerstop and Pop and get to come to my first Atlanta convention and get to hang out with Rangers and do panels and meet you guys. So it's all nice. It all works out.
It comes together.
Yeah.
And the segue into Hasbro, because I was going to ask you this.
Okay.
Now, you seem to always be in the know.
More, not as much as people think I am.
I know you say
people
you
get
say
a lot
before.
of credit. Like I have people were telling me I worked for Saban. I was like, I have never got
under the table.
I never have gotten. There is not one paycheck with that Saban logo on my. I have never received that, man. I've worked with them as far as like I've got to host panels with them or whatever. But yeah, people were like, oh no, he's an official employee. He's got like a card and everything. I'm like, no, dude. I'm just a fan that just got to do some cool stuff with him from time to time. But I hear some things from every once in a while.
Okay, so because
what's up?
I'm trying to think as far as like the rumors and all that. As far as the Power Rangers.
You know how I feel about rumors on the internet. And that I don't feel about them.
There's a poor choice of words.
No, that's fine. But what are you
like,
getting at?
I'm trying to figure out as far as the new Power Ranger movie that's coming under the Hasbro banner.
Yes.
Like, how do you feel as far as Power Rangers being under that flagship and the route that they're going? Because I don't know if it's going to be a reboot or a continuation.
No one knows.
Like,
no one
can
knows.
We audition for
that's what this is all about. This is about can you audition for the part?
Yeah, like I still want to be a Power Ranger.
Here's my resume. Here's my audition tape. Now, I have no idea, man. Like I said with HyperForce, everything with Power Rangers, from that Hasbro purchase on, I just look at it as a whole new plan. Whatever was planned to do, like that changes it, because once you get new ownership, something's going to change. Like for example, the Lightning collection is a great example. Like we had those legacy figures going on, and then Hasbro swooped in and like, okay, that's cute. Here's the Lightning collection, and it's a whole new thing, and they're really cool figures. I got the whole set so far, so it's like, who knows? The thing about it is, man, Hasbro, they got Transformers, which has obviously made some movies.
Right.
They have My Little Pony, which has had movies. They had G.I. Joe, which has had movies. So if they own Power Rangers, I think it's a good guess.
Shared universe?
Oh, man, with the ponies? Yeah, I want to see Power Rangers riding on ponies with Optimus Prime behind them with G.I. Joe on his shoulders attacking.
Okay.
Dude, that would be great. I love the shared universe. And those movies were Paramount, which Ninja Turtles, the last movies were Paramount, so that we can really. No, I think that it's pretty safe to say that they're at least thinking about it. I think they've even said that we're thinking about it. It's just the question is like, will it be a sequel? I mean, if you do it close enough, I mean, it's one of those like clock's ticking type of things. So I think if you do it close enough, it's very possible. But it is also possible that they could just be like, hey, let's just start from scratch. Who knows? I don't know.
Like the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it could be one of those things. I have no idea. I like that first movie. I love that cast.
Same here.
I feel like they all nailed it for not knowing what a PG-13 Power Ranger movie was going to be. I thought it was good. So there's some elements that I think were great in the movie. There's some elements I would like to see that's a little bit different. It had nothing to do with the people or production. It's just, just some different things I like to see. But I honestly think they can continue it. And they left the stinger.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Is it she, he? I would think it would be a he, but Ludi mentioned like, I would in an interview, so I would love for her to be like Tommy Lee.
I just think it'd be cool to have a Green Ranger on the big screen. Could you imagine a Dragon Zord on the big screen? Like that would be awesome. Because if you think about it, we have not had it. Because Power Rangers the movie, it was the Ninja Zords and then Turbo, so we've never had the Dragon Zord on a big screen. That would be awesome.
It's still in the ocean, right?
It's still in the ocean. It's sitting there waiting. It's reading the paper. It's watching Godzilla going, that could have been me. Why can't Dragon Zord get a phone call? So yeah. No, I think I think it would just be cool to see the Power Rangers on a big screen again in some way. I'm sure that whatever they decide will be the decision and whatever, but
the right decision.
We hope. That's all we can hope, but you never know, man. But I think my bottom line thing is that Power Rangers has been around for over 25 years.
Yes.
Just like other franchises, and there's so many franchises that we have. You look at like Marvel, you look at DC, you look at even Ninja Turtles. They have so many different variations of themselves out there that no matter what your age is, you have something for you. If you're younger, you can watch the cartoons, the kid shows. If you're a little bit older, you can read the comic books. If you're kind of in between, you can go to the PG-13 movies. I want Power Rangers to have that. Power Rangers for a long time has been a great franchise. It's mostly been the television show and the toys, but now we've got that movie, we've got comics, we got HyperForce, we got board games, tabletop games, t-shirts, merchandise that are now being aimed for an older audience. And I think that is what I would like to see, is that, okay, if you're a kid, you can watch this show, but now you're a little bit older, check out this comic book or check out this movie. Now you're a little bit older, maybe there's
fan film.
Or the fan films, or who knows, maybe they decide they want to make something that's a little bit more, not like R-rated, but like more for adults that could go on like a limited series on like a streaming service. Like that's what I want Power Rangers to be. I mean, it's such a great franchise and such a great concept. This diverse team of heroes trying to do right. We got robots, we got monsters, all that stuff is in there, and I feel like that's something that can attract any age depending on how it's presented. And that's what I want to see for the franchise. But I feel like sometimes people still look at Power Rangers as just that show from the 90s, and it's like, no, this thing has been going on. It has never stopped. From 1993, this show has never stopped.
No.
They even one year was like, you know what? Let's just take the first show and add some sound effects and a Batman onomatopoeia to it. Like, let's just keep it going. But it's never stopped since 1993. That is something to be said about that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I got him a little Power Ranger soapbox.
It's good. It's good. Just to talk with you. Like I had I know you watch Kamen Rider.
I've seen some of it. Yeah.
Okay, so like it always seemed like Kamen Rider was that for the older, more mature crowd.
I can see that. Yeah.
And I don't know if I get
Well, even people say that about like some of the Sentai sometimes. They're just like,
well,
obviously it's...
yeah. It's like it's not family friendly for the like American audience.
Yeah, you know, it gets a little changed up, as they say. Yeah, but yeah, man, that's what I hope for. That's my personal hope for Power Rangers in the future, and I think we are definitely heading in that direction. You're seeing more and more people of an older age, where they grew up on the show, or even if they're new to it, like respecting Power Rangers in the same vein as the other superheroes out there, and that's what I would like to see it continue doing. And I think that events like this and the way the fandom has been is further and further getting us to that step of like, put that stuff out there, put those, you know, put the Lightning collection out there, put the comic books out there, and we will do it. You know, the movie did as what it could. It unfortunately had the juggernaut of Beauty and the Beast right after it, which was, you know, no, that's very tough to fight. You know, there's as every studio knows.
True. You gotta pick your window. Pick your window.
The Ranger's like, come on, man, we used to be with you. He's like, sorry, I gotta make that money. You know?
Oh shoot! I gotta ask you this question.
Yeah.
Do you have a Master Morpher yet?
I do not have a Master Morpher. I don't even have my own helmet. I want my helmet.
For your Ranger or for...
Yeah, I want a blue HyperForce. There's a guy walking around whose name is Eddie, which is amazing, who he got a helmet made and he made his own suit. And I'm like, I just want a helmet. I just want a helmet to put on my shelf of the blue HyperForce Ranger.
Well, Karen got you know,
everyone's
she knows
got
somebody.
One. Everybody got one.
So you just got to talk to Karen. She knows the...
Karen knows everybody.
Right.
Karen's got the hookup. Karen, yeah. I'll talk to her.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, we'll make it happen. You will see me with a blue HyperForce helmet one day. Mark my words.
Oh shoot! Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for the interview.
No problem.
Appreciate it. Cool.